In this tutorial, we're going to create some basic behaviours using visual scripting. More specifically, we are going to make the batter follow the path that we created earlier. So what we will do is we will react to an event which will be a mouse click. So every time we click the batter will run around the path. So to begin with, let's double click on the batter. The batter doesn't currently have any graph, so we want to create a new graph. That's why it came up saying new graph. Okay, so we have the batter reference within the batter graph. We can show all of the pins, and here we have the event on mouse click. So if the batter object is clicked, this is the pin which will be run, can start any other activity or task. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is, let's just look at the batter. So we click on the batter and the batter follows the path around the pitch. So in order to do that, we need to introduce you to the task library. So the task library is here on the right hand side of the graph, and when you first look at it, like I am now, it doesn't have any tasks actually listed in the library, so we need to reload the library. Okay, now there are a series of tasks here, and we're not going to look at every single one of them now because there are too many, and we can look at this each one in particular in different tutorials. For now, what we want is we want a follow path task. So I know this is one of the tasks because I've used it before. So we want the follow path. So here within character we have follow path. We drag that onto the actual batter's graph itself, and then just to be very clear, on mouse click we want to perform this task. So let's just go through some of these attributes here of the task. So the subject itself is the batter. That is the model which will be running around the path once the mouse has been clicked. The duration it will take to get around the actual path itself is 10, I believe that's probably 10 seconds. The path itself here says nil, so we need to change that because we need to tell it which path it is that we want the 3D object to run around, which in this case is path 1, which we created earlier. So there are two ways to add the path. We can either drag it from the project library itself and simply connect it to the path input pin, or if we just get rid of that for a second, we can click on the actual task itself and then find where it says path and then pick an entity and pick the path, and then we don't need to have the reference of the path, but in some cases when you're creating behaviours it can be useful to have the actual reference of the path itself so you can see exactly what's going on. For our purposes right now we will leave it as it is. So the subject is the batter, the duration is 10 seconds, the path is path 1. Some of these other options we're not really interested in right now. Start at 0 and end at 1 is how far through the actual path you want the object to finish at or start at in such a case as well. So okay, so if we press start, let's just see what happens. So we zoom out, we see the batter, we click on the batter and off the batter goes. He starts following the path as we've instructed him to. There are no animations on the batter, we're keeping it as simple as possible at the moment so we're not overcomplicating things. But there we go, we can see that the batter has followed the path all the way around to the end because we clicked him and asked him to do so. So in this tutorial we've taught you on a very basic level how to create behaviours using visual scripting. We have made the batter react to a mouse click by running round and following the path.